We have more TwoSuns coming at you, and this is a whole bunch of goodness right here. So, as I alluded to in the last video, this is the TS242, and it's quite thick. This is a karambit, an M390. This is from Mazwan Mokhtar. As you can see, generally some of his knives won't have any billboarding going on the blade. It's because it's actually etched in the titanium on the top there. But yeah, if you're looking for a karambit, this thing definitely works out pretty darn well. This is an M390. Frame lock karambit sort of thing. I ended up getting this for a really, really good price, which is why I picked it up. Oh yeah, it's also a front flipper. But yeah, it's not something that I definitely would want to carry on a day-to-day basis. But hey, it was fun, and got it for a rather affordable price. Here's another Mazwan Mokhtar. We got the TS243-CF, also known as the Humpback. This is a back flipper and a front flipper. And this does have quite the tall blade going on there. I've done some aftermarket stone washing on this thing. And yeah, this is another one that has Mazwan and TwoSun's logo basically emblazoned there on the inside of the liners. So I didn't wear anything away on this one in particular. Titanium liners on this one. And the front flipper works super, super nice. The choil, I guess it's probably just a little bit small for me in general, but that's okay. This one's in 14C28N. But yeah, when I first got this, I didn't think it was anywhere near this large. But hey, now I understand why it was called Humpback. Okay, next up, we got the TS248, and we're back to Max Chachuk for this one. And this is a very traditional dagger style knife going on here. Yep, there he is, Max Chachuk, 14C28N. I've also done the aftermarket stonewash on this one. I kind of had to because I scratched the ever-living crap out of the blade on this. It was one of the first knives that I tried to use the KME on. And especially the beast, 50 grit diamond stone, and yeah, a lot of the schmutz and whatnot from the initial diamonds falling off just destroyed that and everything. So I did the best I could to polish that out, and then just decided I was going to stonewash it. So I did. I like it. It is nice and comfortable. You know, obviously this backside is not sharpened, so you're not going to murder yourself when it's closed. But a nice compact sort of design there with a nice daggerish blade on here. And here is the TS249. This is a Wong. And I've done the stone washing on this as well. I did a video on there, but I wasn't super happy with exactly how some of that turned out, because it was kind of one of the first videos that I was doing on this new phone here, and so I might try to do that a little bit later on. But hey, this one is a little bit more of a mid-sized knife for Wong, who usually makes them quite a bit larger. This is in 14C28N, titanium frame lock, very, very comfortable, and in a compact sort of design, so I like that one a lot. We got another Wong here. This is TS251, also known as the Great Wall. And I have done the anodization on that as well. This one came factory stone washed, so I didn't do this after the fact or anything. This is in 14C28N, and we can see we have shredded carbon fiber for the inlays on that. So they're nice and smooth and all that sort of good stuff. This one really does have a lot of nice ergonomics. My thumb does want to kind of stick around this area here. Yeah, super nice. That almost kind of has that Chinese cleaver-ish, or heck, even their Dadao spear kind of point sort of things going on there. Does a really nice job for getting through a lot of cuts. Okay, now we have the TS255, and this one is from Bill Nottingham and Mazwan Mokhtar, which is emblazoned there in the front. So this was, I think, a bit of a collaboration between them. I do like the fact that you can switch the clip if you are left-handed or anything like that. The ergonomics to me feel a little strange, unfortunately, on this one. Just where my thumb wants to be there, it's forcing my fingers back, which means I would really only want my index finger there, and that just kind of, I don't know. Like, it's comfortable if I kind of choke up there with all of my fingers, but then, you know, all of that's not really working out for me, so... Interesting knife, just a little strange as far as the ergos go on that one in particular. Next up, we got the TS259, and this one's got multiple thumb studs, which is strange. Yeah, this is a Wong design, 14C28N. Kind of one of their budget sort of things going on here. It's pretty interesting. It's also got the flipper tab there. It's I don't really have anything super crazy to say about it. It's a little strange having multiple thumb studs on there, but it does work because you have your thumb basically sit between both of those. All right, here we are with the TS261. This is an S110V steel, and this thing has impressed the ever-loving crap out of me. This is a Tepe design. This one is number 131. Really nice and comfortable and fits my hand, which I absolutely love. Now, I've done 2 sets of cut testing on this, and it's definitely the most performant knife that I've had so far in my collection, which is great. It beats S90V, it beats M390. Not that I would really expect it, but it beats Crewwear. So... yeah, it does a really great job, and to boot, this thing has also been easier to sharpen than a lot of S90V knives that I've had as well. Really nice. Has a bit of a clip point shape going on there. Really nice sharpening choil. Just a lot of this stuff was really thought out nicely. Long pocket clip, but has plenty of area for you to wear some thicker pants and whatnot. So yeah, this is an absolute banger of a knife. Keeping with Tepe design, we got the TS242-CF. And yeah, another Tepe design. This one is in M390, but it's probably just a little bit hard to see that because it's really small print. And this one is number 86. We have a nested liner there, and then not a liner on that side, but the carbon fiber is very, very strong. Ergonomically, this thing is pretty darn good. I'm not exactly a fan of the front choil all that much, but holding it back here, super nice. I like that. Very, very lightweight. Okay, next up, TS263, which is interesting. There's a lot of things that are really good about this knife, and one that's pretty unfortunate. But yeah, we can see we have this micarta inlay on both sides here. It's a front flipper. Fairly large blade. The geometry on it is quite nice. Does a really good job. Really comfortable in the hand, and a little bit less so with the choil, I think, personally, but very, very serviceable, but very comfortable otherwise. I really like it. Unfortunately, they did decide that they thought micarta was going to be strong enough to actually support the pocket clip, and it's not. So, yeah, it is a design flaw on that one, unfortunately. Now we got the TS267, And this is front flipper as well as whatnot. You got that clip point going on there. This one is... Oh, is this Josh Dupuis? I want to say it's Josh Dupuis. Okay, 14C28N. And for whatever reason, this thing's ergonomics are phenomenal, and it really doesn't look like it should be, but it really is. This one's really fantastic. I'm not a huge fan of that hole cut out there. They do have kind of the pattern going with the carbon fiber on the back. Not necessarily sure exactly why that's there, other than, you know, aesthetics or whatnot. But yeah, feels great to deploy in a lot of different ways. Nice action, really great ergos on it. So it's just a nice design. Here we have the TS268. Just like this one over here, this is a Wong design. I really like this one a lot better. This one has those knurled thumb studs. Works out quite well. This one has a large finger choil that's very comfortable to use, and jimping all the way up really makes that happen very, very nicely. I really appreciate that. And this is also a front flipper. I really do like the blade design there. It's got some nice slicey geometry to it, even though it's kind of pointing up, a little bit more saber grindish sort of thing. Yeah, just for a budget knife that's a little bit different and out there, but still very, very ergonomic and useful. This thing's fantastic. All right, next up, we got the TS269, and this is a night morning design, and yeah, this has a lot of milling going on the titanium. We got circles out there, and then we have basically 3 different elliptical patterns going on both sides there. And hey, it's a thumb stud knife here. I have done the stone washing on this. It comes as a satin blade, but I wanted to do that. It's in 14C28N, and I guess maybe you could call that a harpoon, but that's so far towards the back that I wouldn't really consider it that. It's just kind of a gradual drop point there. It does have a bit of a choil up front there, but I'm not super thrilled with trying to use that. But still very, very comfortable back here. And yeah, this is a very large and capable blade. Super nice. Let's see, we got the TS270, and thus far, this has been my absolute favorite from Mazwan Mokhtar. This is a fairly new knife, and this looks kind of funky, but really feels nice when you deploy it with your thumb. And you can also reverse flick that, super nice and easy. I suppose they probably could have just kind of extended something up just a little bit if they wanted to have front flip capability on there. I'm not particularly sad that it's not there, but I'm sure a lot of people probably would prefer that as well. This one is stonewashed from the factory. It's in 14C28N. Super nice and slicey, and gets even more slicey out towards the tip there, so it almost has a bit of a distal taper that you can kind of feel there. It does mean that the tip is, you know, a little on the brittle side, but that being said, it's not just gonna snap off. I wouldn't go prying paint cans open with it, but man, is this thing ever slicey. And the ergonomics on it are just exactly what I want them to be. It's just a really, really great knife with that sheep's foot kind of blade on there. Okay, speaking of ergonomics, this is the TS273, and this is a titanium frame lock. We have a ceramic ball on the pocket clip there. It does have orange G10 on that side, which I don't necessarily know exactly why. This is a night morning design. It's in 14C28N. I've done the aftermarket stonewash on that myself. And this thing just melts into your hand like butter. I don't know exactly what is so much different about this, but it just locks in there and feels so secure. It's fantastic. I really, really do like that. We have actually a crown spine on there, and as well as around the flipper tab sort of area on the knife on that, or the blade on that. Yeah, this was just a really, really great ergonomic design that Night Morning came up with that. The blade shape is fine. Maybe not my absolute favorite, but hey, this thing is so comfortable that I can certainly let that slide a little bit. Yeah, we got another set here. Okay. We got the TS277. This is a Night Morning design. This one's kind of interesting in that it also has blacking on the flats, but otherwise it was satin. I did the stonewash after the fact on that. This is a G10 handle, basically a slate gray with some orange holes in there. I don't necessarily know if it was designed to kind of mimic a fish or something like that. I don't know, but pretty interesting. Still a nice, comfortable design overall. Sharpening choils on most Night Mornings are a little bit small, and that's certainly the case with this one as well for me. But still, very nice. Very nice. Alright, here's a TS279. This is also Night Morning. And, yep, I've done some work and whatnot to it. I've anodized everything here, as well as did the stone washing on the blade, which this one didn't turn out super great as far as I'm concerned, but I might try that again. It's pretty... Yeah, the ergonomics are alright on that. It's not the absolute best thing in the world, but still very, very serviceable. It's not uncomfortable at all. The pocket clip works out quite nice on there. Blade shape is a little interesting, as it's got a recurve at the front half instead of the back half or something like that. But a fairly thin sort of thing here in 14C28N, if I didn't mention that before. Here we have another budget offering here from Wong. This is the TS280, and this one has orange G10 covered thumb studs as well as the flipper tab, and it's actually tuned for both of those. This is, yeah, a little hawkbillish kind of blade going on there. It's in 14C28N, obviously. Orange and black for the G10 stuff going on there. And as usual for Wong, this thing is really comfortable, especially for larger hands. There was some sort of dust going on that. Okay, this one's another weird one here. This is the TS282. This is a front flipper as well as a thumb stud kind of opening. This is another Wong design, 14C28N. We have titanium with titanium onlays, or inlays. This is kind of interesting, but hey, it works. This one's a bit smaller than I thought it was going to be. Now I can still get all 4 fingers on there, but it does feel just slightly cramped. But going up there, using a bit of that choil works out quite well. This one, for whatever reason, with those thumb studs there, I kind of think it looks a bit like a frog. I don't know, just kind of strange. Next one we got here is the TS283 in brass. And yes, as you might imagine, this thing is not light. It's a front flipper, and you also have thumb studs for this. I've done the aftermarket stone washing on that, which didn't quite get out some of the scratches that I was hoping to, so I might want to redo that again at some point, now that I've gotten a bit better at it. But yeah, this thing definitely does come out to a relatively thin point out there. Really nice blade geometry on it. Pretty comfortable in the hand. Fairly thick because it has the brass that does swell out as well. But a pretty darn nice knife. Alright, and then this one is weird and large. This is TS284. It's a front flipper. And this one came from the factory stonewashed. I didn't do any of that myself. This is in 14C28N. And as you can see, we got pocket clips on both sides. I suppose you could take off one of them if you never really had the intention to use it. But hey, there is that. You know, if your fingers are just a little bit smaller than mine, you could probably get in there for that hole to reverse flick. I can't, but that flick... yeah, that front flipper works super great. A really generous finger choil up there if you really want to choke up, and still super comfortable back there. This is surprisingly comfortable for what it kind of looks like. But yeah, I like that, and I do like that the blade comes down a little bit, gives you a little bit of knuckle clearance, especially if you're doing something like a pinch cut or something like that. Super nice. But yeah, like 4 layers of titanium on this guy. It's pretty interesting design. Okay, and now I have a whole bunch from Raihi, or Rai Design. I'm not quite sure which. But we're going to start here with the TS290. And I like a lot about this, but there's way too much of the blade that's way too close to the top and exposed there, unfortunately. But hell yeah, I really do like that design. That's kind of using his old maker's mark. So, and then yeah, we got the 291 here from them. This has a hollow grind going on there with a little bit more of a Tonto sort of thing going on. Hey, this one's numbered at 48. Okay. Yeah, these are all in 14C28N. Raihi does quite a bit of futuristic kind of looking knives. Not quite as weird and out there as some of Jelly Jerry's, but definitely some strangeness going on. We got the 292, which I like this one quite a bit. Looks like I got some schmutz on the blade. That's all right. This one's super nice and comfortable. I like it quite a bit. Almost a reverse Tonto kind of thing, but a little bit larger. Hey, this one's numbered as well, number 88. And then next up, yep, we got a hollow grind recurve Tonto. Yeah, a whole bunch of words thrown together on that one. This one's pretty straightforward. Not a whole lot extra to really state on this one, but another nice and comfortable design. Alright, this one is strange. It's a very extended Tonto sort of thing here. I do like the fact that this has factory stone washing on there. This one's number 42. Unfortunately, this one's ergonomics just don't quite feel right to me. It's forcing my index finger to be way farther back than I would personally want. Okay, we got the 298. This one kind of reminds me of an enormous Kiridashi, maybe, where it's very canted up from how it is overall. But yeah, this is Warncliffe sort of thing, just with getting that tip a little bit further away from the board rather than closer towards it. But I do like it quite a bit. Alright, so that ends up with those. Here we have some more Mazlan Mokhtars. TS300. This one is named the Pandemic. Yeah, there's probably a good reason behind that. But yeah, this is kind of a hollow grind Tonto. Fairly new design. Not exactly my favorite in the entire universe, but pretty interesting nonetheless. Alright, the TS301. And this one's in 14C 28N, but all the newer ones are in D2. What are you going to do? Hey, I have stonewashed this after the fact. This has their newer micarta on there, as well as carbon fiber that's made it up incredibly well that you can't really feel absolutely anything going on there whatsoever. Really, really nice ergonomics on that. And I like the thumb studs. Hey, what can I say? Alright, TS304. I have talked about this one a little bit in the past. I do like quite a bit about it. The blade shape has changed a bit as I've taken several millimeters off of that to try to fix the blade wrap from the second thing there. And it still doesn't quite work due to basically that pen being in the carbon fiber, so it flexes. So even though I've removed a couple of millimeters, if I slam it shut or just let the bearings close on it, it still damages that. So yeah, it's got some problems that hopefully they can figure out and make an up version of it or something like that, because otherwise I do like it quite a bit. This is quite pointy here on the back that does get my palm though. So all right, TS305 and 14C. I like this thing quite a bit. Kind of reminds me of that Stingray from way back when. What was that? 136. But this thing is huge. But yeah, the grind on this one is super, super nice. Doesn't have a front flipper or anything like that, or much in the way of jimping. But it does have you know, that nice ramp up there and that little harpoon thing for your finger. I do like that we do have the full back spacer kind of treatment though. I really do appreciate seeing that, and works quite well for a front flipper there. And then the last one that I got for this particular set is the TS306, and I've just recently picked this thing up. Yeah, kind of interesting blade shape to it. I do kind of wish that this was just a little bit more ergonomic than it is. Unfortunately, that's not particularly the case. As I first thought, these were adhered on the outside, but actually taking these things apart, they are actually full pieces of carbon fiber that are mounted from the inside there. However, this one does have a lot of trouble with the pocket clip, which is the pocket clip itself is fine. It does have kind of a just a round thing there, so it's not the easiest to get into a pocket, but comes out fairly nice. But yeah, it just has a bit of a wedged sort of thing on this back Chicago screw. It makes it almost impossible to actually disassemble. I did it and probably don't want to do it again until I actually do a full review on this thing, because it was a pain in the ass. But okay, so that is that particular set. So I have a bit more I'll go in on another video, but for it, that's all we got. So as always, I appreciate y'all for watching. Have yourself a wonderful rest of your day, yo. Sounds good.